I guess I should ride with Lex.
Talk about man. It's about time, so don't pass it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to wrong, but you get another legacy.
It's gotta do the shit, when I do it carefully. You can lose everything you own over jealousy. When I met her, I ain't never sweat her, I just let her breathe. You down, keep my foot on you, that's not my pedigree. At your throat, I done took her over, I pray I never leave. I'm a different guy, you're surprised, tucked in my sleeve. Boy, you fucking stupid, sold your seat for some bloody beef. True nature, cut the conversation, better keep it brief.
It's about time, so don't curse it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, don't you get another legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's a melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Fusion gotta fall, never rise, that's a melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. That they don't wanna know, we tell them, they just won't believe. It's about the journey, I ain't worried, moving at my speed. Saying we ain't much to be desired, gotta disagree. Sorry, one of mine, then we spinning like rotisserie. Go against the odds, I'm right, it's another victory. Different niggas moving foul, where the referee. Moving like the military, something they ain't never seen. One West world for the people, this is what they need.
It's about time, so don't curse it to our enemies. You can try to run where you going, it's your destiny. You gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, don't you get another legacy.
It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy. It's about time, send them curses to them enemies. You can try to run where you going, this your destiny. Music gotta fall, never rise, that's the melody. What you get to witness, the beginning of a legacy.
I know I'm taking.
I ain't finna tell you how I got away with this shit.
If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And then she leave a priest, I won't miss her. Won't put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitch, you for the street like basketball goes. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a sick from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You a civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I ain't regular out. You's a regular out. Took that bitch back. She done fed you out. Look how you living out. You look scary out. Can't fuck that bitch right. Cause she be getting nailed out. You don't forgive her, ain't it? You wanna love her, don't you? Just know that love ain't for you. It's for the world, homie. I got some real homies. We don't pretend, homie. Isupk, one West, we kicking field goals. Let that bitch lead, ho. She got them D's, though. With a little steak and ass pussy, she be going beast mode. She HIV, ho. You dirty ass skeet, ho. Don't get that shit up out your chest, bitch. Say what you gonna do now, what you gonna say now, what you gonna do to me? It is UPK, I'm shot too deep, it's better Google me. I put these girls all in my training camp like I relieve. I say what I do, not do what I say, bitch, what the fuck you mean? If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And And if she leave a piece, I won't miss her. I'm gonna put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. I get paper, bro. Got my standards up. You a munchkin out. Catching these out. Check my favorite out. I'm a player out. These niggas top block. Taking lead out. You shouldn't be worried about these broke ass bitches. And don't compare yourself to simp ass niggas. Had to shine a lot of these disparate ass women. Cause they be tripping hard, acting like they different. But a bit be basic, bit be horny, bit be naked, drinking, faking, stankin', ashamed, dirty, my bit be faking. I don't get too fucks about you. I wouldn't have put no baby in it. Bit be saying they got that paper, look, they let me itch. Done caught the penalty, and my energy got me feeling me. Ice hitting on these diamond teeth that's into me. And I'm getting right, and I'm stacking up, and I'm getting to it. And these niggas hate, but they can't touch, cause I'm bulletproof. If I'm more right, that's good business. She look good, but hang with dumb bitches. Tell her I'm way too fly for one sister. And if she leave a piece, I won't miss her. I'm gonna put a ring around it. Oh, no. Bitches for the street like basketball goals. I always knew she'd let that lane hit her. Won't get a cent from me, I ain't simple. Bitch, now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. Now I ain't gonna work it out. I ain't regular out. You civilian out. Nah, failure out. I ain't gonna work it out. Cause I ain't regular out. Goddamn, love them AIDS damn dick, she love, nigga. Ain't no taking nothing back. Cause I ain't regular out.
What's the wall? Let's see. Testing. Test the secondary mic for me real quick. Sure.
Testing.
Yep, there we go. I'm trying to crunch. Get y'all right in the chat real quick. All right, I got y'all up. We good. Ooh, all right, get the most high end. Back again, Tuesday night Brotherhood class. The water for tuning in. Appreciate y'all in the chat. Shalom, Yahweh Shem to the brothers. Shalom, Yahweh Shamar, Thumba Shem Yahweh to the sisters. Man, we about to get this going. What we got? I mean, a special the water to the brother and his son that came in today. You know what I'm saying? Usually I'm, you know what I mean, just talking to the chat. So I'm gonna try to balance it out. I ain't usually got a crowd of me. You know what I mean? All right, let's do it. So, any questions? Any questions? Anything?
I had a question on the Hebrew Academy.
Oh yeah.
Do you got to be an officer, or how does that work?
Okay, so as far as Hebrew Academy goes, you have to be an officer to graduate. You can be a young man trooper when you come in, but I mean, you go through the process of becoming an officer as you're in Hebrew Academy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's pretty much it. Are you ready already? All right. Any other questions?
Um, yeah, I want to get a breakdown of Ecclesiasticus 26 and 28
So,
when it says not set by.
Ecclesiasticus, which one?
Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 28.
So, go ahead and read it for the class.
This is the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 26, verse 28. There be two things that grieve my heart, and the third maketh me angry. A man of war that suffereth poverty, and this is the question right here, and men of understanding that are not set by, and one that returneth from righteousness to sin. The Lord prepareth such a one for the sword. The question is, what does that mean when it says are not set by?
That are in position. Like, you're a righteous man, right?
Right.
Where are you at?
Here.
Exactly. In a world full of wickedness, you got brothers who, you know what I mean, potentially have the characteristics to be a righteous man. They just don't have the proper positioning. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So we can blame that a lot on, like, you know what I mean, people who try to take what we do and replicate it and then mix it into a whole bunch of nonsense. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that leads people who could possibly have the advantage of being a righteous person to being in a righteous position.
Right.
But they get steered off because it's a lot of distractions. But at the end of the day, a righteous man is going to be in a righteous position, just like a righteous man is going to find a righteous woman. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So maybe, you know, I mean, I would say those places of unrighteousness are necessary for the unrighteous. But yeah, there is righteous people who have a chance to be in position. You know what I mean? Not everybody just found the truth and just directly came here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You find the truth, and you know what I mean, you gotta go through the motions of getting placed. You know what I mean? Then, I mean, if you a righteous prophet, you get in your position and get your ranking. You know what I mean? But it just depends. But yeah, it's just being positioned where you position at.
Right.
What else it say? It says, and men of understanding that are not set by. So, you know what I mean? People who understand the fact that we are the true Israelites, people that understand the fact that we are, you know what I mean, supposed to follow the law, and yet they don't do it. That's something that, you know what I mean, potentially angers the Lord.
Right. Con, that makes perfect sense.
Anything else?
One more
Or you want to save them for
question.
Thursday?
I got plenty questions. I could save them for Thursday.
No, we can do one or two more.
Do one more. In the book of James, it talks about the law of liberty. Is that the law of Moses?
Liberty, go to
James 1 and 25.
read it. Let me see. Read a verse above it too.
Okay. It's the book of James, chapter 1, verse 24. For he beholdeth himself and goeth his way, and straightway forgetteth what manner of man he was. But whoso look into the perfect law of liberty and continueth therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his deed. That's basically the question. The law of liberty, is that the actual law?
Hold on real quick. All right. So you want to do is go to your Merriam-Webster definition of liberty.
Okay.
And go ahead and read it for the class. We can get it.
This is the Merriam-Webster definition of liberty: the quality or state of being free. And that's another definition: the power to do as one pleases. And you got another one: freedom of physical restraint. And several definitions.
So, what? I think I already gave it away if I said that. With that definition, what makes you free?
The law.
The law. So, if the law makes you free, then what do you think that? Go ask that question that you asked me again. The first question that you asked me.
What is the law of liberty?
So, if the law of liberty is the law of freedom, what makes you free?
I don't know.
It's you pretty much said it already.
Keeping the law?
Keep it the law. The law is what makes us free. The law is what gets us out of this oppression. The law is what keeps us in a state of being out of that what's the word I'm looking for? Mind control.
Right.
The law is what sets us free. So the law, the law of God. So the law is what gives us our liberty.
Right.
So what you said was true. Like you were asking, was the law of liberty the law? It is the law.
It is.
Because the law is what frees us. You know what I mean? Frees us from death. It frees us from poverty. It frees us from oppression. It frees us from those things. You know what I mean?
Right. Con.
So was that it, or you got one more?
So can I use this precept when people say, oh, we ain't got to keep the law no more? But here it is right here in the New Testament. After Christ rose, still saying, be not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, meaning still keep the law, do the work.
Right. Because keeping the law is the bare minimum.
Right.
You got to keep the law, but keeping the law is not the only thing you do. You know what I mean?
Right.
You got to do the work too.
Exactly.
I mean, being just within the law. If you are doing the work, you're keeping the law.
Right.
I mean, it takes work to be brotherly. It takes work to save your people. You know what I'm saying?
God.
So if you are doing the work, then you are assembling a action towards the law. You know what I'm saying? But the law is the bare minimum of what is expected of us to do.
Right. Okay.
Anything else?
No, I'll say the rest for Thursday.
Okay. Most definitely. All right, Most High in Christ. All right, so it's we got any current events coming up? Hey, Shalom, y'all about Shepherd Thug. What's going on, everyone? Current events, the January 1st, which people who mindlessly think that is the beginning of the new year. Brother, you know when the new year starts?
April.
No? Give me a more general answer of when the new year starts.
At the Passover?
No? I can give you a hint. If I give you the hint, you're just gonna get the answer. But season wise, what you think, young man? When you think the new year starts?
Fall.
The fall? What happens in the fall? What happens to the season? I see y'all in the chat. What happens in the fall? Do you see anything specific happen to the environment when the fall hits?
Like the weather becomes windy and the leaves fall down.
They fall down, so they begin to die, right? So it's the beginning of what? What's the next season that comes after that? The season that goes after fall.
Winter.
Winter, and then in the winter, what happens?
It gets cold.
It gets cold, and what happens to the environment? What happens to the plants and the trees and stuff?
It gets snowy.
What happens to the plants and the trees? Are they growing like they used to? So what happens to them?
They're frozen.
Can they grow in the freezing cold? So what happens to them? What is the opposite of grow? What's the opposite of life?
Death.
There we go. So in fall, everything begins to die. Winter, everything dies. Now, when would you think that the beginning of the year starts? Which season would you claim? If you had to pick any of the seasons, which one would you say that is the beginning of the year?
Spring.
There we go. Yeah, man. Spring is the beginning of the year. You can't become anew in the middle of death. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is where everything dies. Plants are dying. You know what I mean? It's cold, snowing, raining. This is not a new anything. This is the end of the year. The beginning of the year is when things start to grow, and then everything starts to come back and grow in the spring, right? So that's the beginning of the year. Now, people are going to go celebrate what? They're going to go celebrate another deity that America has created. What is it? Janus, representing January. And you know what I mean? We're going to blindly serve a God that we was hiding in the shadows the whole time. You know what I'm saying? It's just how our oppressor sets us up, puts us in that same trap, and how he continues to have us anger our God. You know what I'm saying? It's a cycle that happens, and this is why our people need to be set apart from America. We need to separate ourselves. We need to completely block our spirits from this place. There shouldn't be anything that is honorable to this country that we follow, right, that we see as honorable to ourselves, because this place has only done nothing but harm us, unalive us, abuse us. You know what I mean? That's just what's happened to us.
Right.
So that's what's going to happen this week. You know what I mean? Our people are blindly going to continue to keep serving false idols, false gods, and we are going to be right here doing what the Lord commanded us to do, right, which to serve him. You know what I mean? So other than that, you know what I mean? Okay, so why do you think that these days are so harmful to us? Other than being an idol that's going to keep us technically in, I mean, that's the most harmful part of it. But give me another tactic of why these things harm us and in today's society.
I know it's a lot of drunk driving and murder.
There's going to be a lot of unaliving. What else you think? Just us as a whole, as Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. What do you think this day is going to do to our people yet again?
It's going to continue to keep us separate.
Separated, yes. Excellent answer. What else? It's a specific answer I'm looking for. If you don't get it, it's fine. You getting the answers right, but it's just a specific one I want to hear. Like, I'll give it to you. If you can't think of it, it's fine. You want to give it a shot?
It'll make our people less humble.
True. Also a good answer. So what it's going to do is, I'll tell you. So when we were in slavery, right? Or I can't say were. because we're still to this day enslaved in this nation. We were working the fields, right? 364 days out the year we would work. Work. No days off, right? But there was this one specific day out the year where you can get your corn liquor, you can, you know what I mean, get your celebration on and have a day off to do as you want to. One day out the year. And what did you think that did for slaves at that time period?
Gave them a false sense of hope.
In a sense, give me more on that. What do you mean by that?
Meaning, made them think that the next year coming in was going to be better.
Okay. And what else?
It probably made them think that the oppressor wasn't going to be as oppressive as he was.
True too. All good answers. All good answers. There's this one specific answer that I was looking for. You want to give it a shot? No? All right, come on, no sweat. This day would make us forget. It'll make us feel, it would make us, for the whole year of us being brutally beaten and, you know what I'm saying, being in check and being enslaved, it'll make us forget those days.
Right.
It'll put us in a, we would look forward to that one particular day because the whole year was so bad, we pushing our way to get to that specific day of rest. Now, what do you think these holidays are? Now, what is our people going to do? Just by the mindset of what we did when we were in the fields, what do you think we're going to do today?
Look forward to these holidays.
Thank you. Yeah, man. And then we go on to
back to work.
But I just said it a second ago. We're going to what?
Forget.
We're going to forget. Thank you. We're going to forget everything and all the nonsense. They're going to, in this holiday season was the best time for them to release those files. You know why? Because our people is not going to give a damn about January.
Right.
They're not going to care who was assaulted, what age they were, what the president's up to today, what war is going on and why it's happening. You know what I mean? They're not going to forget they're not going to remember all these war crimes that are going on that the president is doing today. They're going to forget.
Right.
Why? Because they were looking forward to these days at the end of the year to push back all of the stress and, you know what I mean, the trauma and oppression that we had to deal with for the last couple of months, and the cycle will continue.
Right.
This is why I'm actually getting cold. Let me go turn that off. I know y'all feel me. I know y'all feel me. Ooh. But yeah, so we are going to go through that same cycle of forgetting, and then we're going to accept all the things that happened to us within the year of 2025, which is a crazy, crazy year. Yeah. You know what I mean? We've seen so much happening, things that, you know what I mean, should technically people should be rebelling at this moment, but and yet it's holiday season. It's time to get the gifts under the tree. It's time to get ready to get nice and drunk on New Year's Eve. It's time to party. You know what I mean? Eat good. Thanksgiving. All this stuff. It's all a slave tactic for us to forget.
Right.
We get rid of everything that happened to us. You know what I mean? We get rid of we forget all the images of ICE separating families, taking children away. Right. We don't know where the bodies are. We don't know what they're doing with people. We don't care no more. Once we hit January, it's a whole new set of problems. You know what I'm saying? This is why this is still to this day slavery for us.
Right.
Because if you go through your whole year, so much trauma and so much oppression, having issues paying your rent and your bills and everything like that, and then you go to this new year, you're looking forward to the income tax.
Right.
You're looking forward to the Christmas trees and all that. It's no different. You know what I'm saying? Only thing is, it's not just one day this time. You know what I mean? It's a couple of days out the year to keep you impoverished. You know what I'm saying? To keep you going with the flow, pretty much. Okay. So that's what we need to understand. That's what we need to know going forward, that this is not all planned. This is planned for you to not only disrespect your God, this is planned for you to disrespect yourselves as well and your families. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're going through a whole nother year of madness, and you're just going to be looking forward to those last couple of days out in the end of the year. Okay. So now that we all here, let's get. I'm gonna show this video real quick. Hilarious. Let's go.
The flood predicted by Ebo Noah did not come as expected, which angered the thousands of believers who had gathered there to await its arrival. Ebo Noah had claimed that God warned him of a global flood and said only those who joined him would be saved. In preparation, he announced that he had built 8 large wooden arks. His message spread quickly online, and an estimated 280,000 people traveled to stay near him, seeking protection. Many followers also donated large sums of money to support the project. When December 25 passed, with no signs of flooding, frustration and panic grew among the crowd. Some followers began questioning where their money had gone after reports surfaced that Ebo Noah had used donations to purchase luxury items, including a Mercedes-Benz. As tensions rose, a group of angry followers surrounded Ebo Noah. Witnesses say the situation became chaotic before local authorities intervened. Police later took Ebo Noah into custody for his own safety and to prevent further escalation. Authorities have now launched an investigation into possible fraud and misuse of donations. Many former supporters say they feel deceived and are demanding answers, refunds, and legal action. Should Ebo Noah be held fully accountable for what happened, or should followers share responsibility for believing him in the first place? What do you
Ebo Noah.
That's funny.
We are it's a Hamite out here claiming to be the new Noah, saying that, you know what I mean, he's building an ark that is going to save this planet. Well, I'm sorry, save his people around him from the destruction that God has coming, right? Can anybody, just by what you know as far as the scriptures, y'all too in the chat, if y'all in the chat too, you know what I mean, write this down. Can you give me the flaws within what his plan was, just by what you know?
So, like I said, if I may, from what I know, the Most High not going to flood the earth with water anymore.
Boom, get that brother hand. How you know that?
Because the scriptures say it.
Let's go to it.
It's going to be fire this time.
Let's go to it. Genesis 9:11. 9:11, that's hilarious.
It's the book of Genesis, chapter 9, verse 11. And I will establish my covenant with you. Neither shall all flesh be cut off any more by the waters of a flood. Neither shall there any more be a flood to destroy the earth.
So obviously Ebo Noah didn't get this precept. If Ebo Noah got this precept, he would know that, you know what I mean, no longer will the Lord destroy the earth with water. Okay. So what else do we know? What else we got? I ain't see nobody in the chat. Nobody got nothing. Nobody in the chat got nothing. Where are the flaws at within Ebo Noah's plan? Anybody know? It's plenty of them. We got one. The Lord said that he won't flood the earth again with water, or he won't destroy the earth with water. So Evil Noah building ships for, I don't know what he building ships for. With Psalms 147 and 19 through 20 applied to one of his mistakes? Let's go to it. You got it? Psalms 147 and 19. Let's see what the brother talking about. Ebo Noah.
It's the book of Psalms, chapter 147, verse 19.
Mm-hmm.
He showeth his word unto Jacob, his statutes and his judgments unto Israel. He hath not dealt so with any nation.
Get that brother here. That's one of the main ones I was looking for. Ebo Noah is absolutely, completely engulfed and embedded in Hamitic bloodline. He is a full-blown African. You know what I mean? He is not of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I mean? He is of Ham. So he being the one to say that he has he's been spoken to by God, you know what I mean? God spoke to him, told him to build 8 arks, is what he said to the people. Go build 8 arks. And how many people showed up? Do you remember how much they said?
She said 286,000.
286,000 or something. Boy, you think 8 arks gonna fill up 286,000 people?
Wow.
So just alone by the game plan, people should have noticed that something was wrong. You know what I mean? Now, this is something that you're not gonna see IUIC talking about, because to them, those 286 people was all part of the tribe of Israel for them.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? 280K is a lot. 280K is a lot of ham. That's a funky city, boy. I tell you that whole city smelled like straight putrid.
Straight up.
I can just imagine when everybody came all at once. It's like, y'all probably, I'm probably saying an old reference, but like when SpongeBob was like, "Am I ugly?" Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about. But I can just tell that the musk that probably had to have happened when everybody touched down was just, you know what I'm saying? Because boy, Ham got a different type of funk to him. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But yeah, 280,000 people showed up, donations and everything. You know what he did with them donations? Just guess.
Spent it on himself.
Now he walking around with a potato sack on as he's hopping out of a new Mercedes Benz to go do what he said. He said on Christmas Day, you know what I mean? The Lord told me that he's going to destroy the earth. On Christmas Day, he pulled up in his new Mercedes with a potato sack on, trying to play that part like, oh, he's just the most poorest, humblest man. You know what I mean? The most meek person on earth. They whipped that man. They whipped that man back. The police had to get involved and arrest him just to save him from being unalive. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he hustled the people and told them that the world was going to end. Now, what do you think he do now? He took their money and bought Jordans with him. Now he sells Jordans in Africa.
Really?
There's no cap.
Wow.
This is no cap. Ebo Noah turned into Ebo Locker.
Now he sells Jordans.
Now he sells Jordans. He went from arcs to checks. This is a problem that our people got.
Right. Because
Ebo didn't do nothing that he didn't see from the rest of the people who are in his society. They hustle, you know what I'm saying? If you know African, they hustle, they will hustle you out your slippers. You know what I'm saying? They almost as bad as Ishmael on the telephone.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? But he's hustling. He's a hustler. And He hustled the people, and they should be ashamed of themselves for their lack of knowledge.
Right.
If they would have known, is there matter of fact, is there any more flaws? Well, I mean, we did the main two ones. It's a whole bunch of different flaws of what this dude did or why people should have known better. But we did the main two: the lack of knowledge on the scriptures and the lack of knowledge on who is the actual chosen people. Now, if Igbo was, you know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say all people in Africa are not, you know what I mean, of the tribe of Israel, because we were out in that land.
Right.
What I'm saying is a substantial amount were the people that were already there. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than our oppressors. Most definitely. That's what I was gonna get to. Now, I'm not saying all people who are in Africa are Africans. Some people are blacks, Hispanics, natives, you know what I'm saying? But Igbo definitely ain't no guy. Igbo Noah ain't he's not from Israel. If he was from Israel, he would have, you know what I mean, at least had the spirit to know enough not to put himself in harm's way like that.
Right.
Because they probably would have chopped every limb off that brother if it wasn't for the police. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, the same plot, the same twist, just the same lack of knowledge our people are into today. Our people don't understand scriptures. Our people don't understand the knowledge. There is actually one more thing that I wanted brothers to say, but we will get on this, but I'll get to that. But it's just, if you can understand the scripture and you understand the fact that Ham is not Israel, then you would understand where this went left at.
Right.
I think that his brothers from the IUIC should have been there to save him. I didn't see one purple shirt out there to make sure that he was out of harm's way. You know what I'm saying? I didn't see, because I could have sworn they ran him out. Exodus 23:2, the crowd who followed. Let's go to it. Exodus 23:2, real quick. But yeah, I didn't see one purple shirt out there trying to help Igbo Noah out. I feel bad for Igbo Noah because he, you know what I mean, he probably was told by, you know what I mean, these fake Israelite camps that, oh yeah, well, you guys chosen people, and he believed it, and that voice in his head, he thought it was God. So he was all like, oh yeah, God told me to make this. You know what I'm saying? So now I feel bad for Igbo Noah because, you know what I mean, it was probably an IUIC person that told him that he was a chosen person, that he can be able to hear the voice of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead and read that scripture real quick.
It's the book of Exodus, chapter 23, verse 2. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil, neither shalt thou speak in a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment.
That's true. But the thing about it is, these people thought that they were following a multitude to do good. They thought that they were being saved. They thought that salvation came from a hustler, which, who got that problem today? Blacks and Hispanics everywhere got that problem. We've been following Igbo Noah for I don't know how long. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Igbo Noah been in our churches, been in our schools, been in office. You know what I'm saying? It was a confusion community, Igbo Noah, not too long ago. Wasn't he? He got 2 terms, didn't he? You know what I'm saying? He pushed that whole LGBTQ narrative for 8 years. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But our people, you know why our people fall so short? Why these people fell so short is because desperate times make desperate people.
Right.
And when you're in a desperate situation, it's easy for you to be hustled. And that's what Igbo Noah did. He hustled a whole bunch of people and then he came out with the potato sack on. Like, oh no, I'm broker than you. We doing this for us. You know what I'm saying? This is a humble me. Come on now. Tell me this ain't a Tyler Perry or a freaking Teflo Dollar or what is the name? The Jake, some TD Jakes, and right. You know what I'm saying? Right. Tell me this ain't them. This is the same hustle that's been going on for time and time and time again. But in order to be able to not be hustled, what do you need? What do you need to not be hustled? I got anything? What do you need not to be hustled? You need understanding, right? Because if these people had any understanding of the scriptures, they would know, they wouldn't even been there. Now you ready to crucify this dude, tear him limb from limb, only because you was not smart enough to be on his level. You know what I'm saying? He got you.
Right.
Got to take that L. So let's figure out where Ebo Noah was wrong at. So we already did Genesis, right? What else? We got some more scriptures. So what we do understand is that there is actually going to be a destruction of this earth. So he wasn't wrong. He was just wrong on the day. And he was wrong on the people. And he was wrong on the what else was he wrong on how it was going to happen.
Right.
The earth is getting destroyed again. God never said I wasn't going to destroy the earth again. He just said I wasn't going to do it with water.
Right.
He's definitely destroying this earth again. And what is he destroying it with? Fire, vapor, smoke. And you get that understanding by reading the Bible.
Right.
You know what I mean? It took you like, what, 2 seconds to figure out. Like when I asked you, it was all like, what did he do wrong? Oh, he's talking about water. What are you talking about water for? Because you got that understanding. They didn't have that understanding. They are completely oblivious to the spirit of the Bible.
Right.
They don't have it. It can't sink in. They can't talk like we talk. They can't live how we live.
Right.
They have their own experiences. We have our own. The reason why we can have an inheritance to have the reason why we have an ear to this scriptures is because we have an inheritance to it. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to tell us 3-4 times about, oh yeah, this happens and this happens, and it takes us that long to understand. Now, it do take some people that just can't get out that mindset of Christianity and Catholicism and Islam and all that stuff. You know what I mean? It do take some people a little like you got to knock them up their head with the scriptures. But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? When you got understanding, you got understanding. So this man obviously has not read Matthew's 24. Now let's read Matthew's 24, chapter 3. I'm sorry, verse 3. And we're going to go to the signs first. We're going to go to what to expect when that end of days come. And we're going to help Ebo Noah figure out what it really takes to know when that end of time is coming. Because what he thought was, oh, well, Christmas is a day that is, what's the word I'm looking for? Sentimental to God because it's Jesus' birthday. That's what he's thinking. But when you have understanding, you know that December 25th has absolutely nothing to do with the Bible, with Christ, nothing.
Right.
So because he chose this specific day, because he thought there was some sentiment to what's actually going on in scriptures, but we're going to go into what's actually going on in scriptures. So let me get Matthew's 24:3.
Kanado and Khan, sir. It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 3. And he sat upon the Mount of Olives. The disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming?
So we know the time period where this earth is going to receive its destruction is when Christ returns, because he's going to be doing the destroying. He's going to be the sword that destroys the place, destroys the leaders, destroys, you know what I mean? So even in this time period, just thousands of years ago, they were asking this question.
Right.
The question that Ebo Noah's people didn't know. Go ahead.
What shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world? And Jesus answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you.
Mm-hmm. So what did Ebo Noah do?
He deceived.
He deceived the people. And he almost deceived himself into, if the police wasn't there. He almost deceived himself. He probably, when he was, if the police wasn't there, it would have been bad for him. You already know how Africa do. Them Africans, boy, they take limbs off.
Right.
Well, go ahead, keep going.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ, and shall deceive many.
So this is what Ebo Noah was doing. Ebo Noah was saying that he was the one that was being spoken to by the Lord, and he was the one that was going to get his people salvation. But we already know that Christ is the only one that can open those scrolls. And even Christ doesn't even know the day.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And even Christ, if Christ doesn't know the day, what makes Igbo Noah thinks that he's above Christ and he got the day? He can give you a specific December 25th. This was going to happen. 2025. This is what's going to happen. Go ahead.
Verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled.
Now we see that happening, but Christ is also saying, be not troubled. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that it's going to happen today. Go ahead.
For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. And there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places.
Okay, so we see a lot of that happening right now. That's not something that is foreign, but also Christ is telling you too, it's going to be obvious the time that he's coming back, but it's not going to be clear the day of when it's going to happen, right?
Right.
Go ahead.
All these are the beginning of sorrows. Verse 9. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake.
Okay, so what is happening in this time period? You know what I mean? We are hated by all nations. Right. So you can't be an Israelite that's not hated by all other religions, nations, aspects, and also Israelites.
Right.
Hate us. You understand? Or so-called Israelites, because if you don't have that spirit as well as the bloodline, you can't be a true Israelite. So a lot of us got the bloodline, but we like the spirit. But let me see. Read verse 13 real quick.
Verse 13. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved.
Okay, so this is who's going to be saved. The ones who endured unto the end. These people came out thinking that, oh, because we gave Igbo Noah a donation, you know what I mean, we get our salvation because we put in a nice little piece of change to make sure that he can build these 8 arks, which is useful to no one. You know what I mean? Absolutely no one. So they thought that their salvation came from money, but really salvation is coming from those who are chosen that endure into the end.
Right.
Okay.
Slakia, sir, if I may.
Yeah.
So can we use this passage of scripture to prove to Christians that you're not saved yet?
Exactly. Because for them, they are saved and sanctified.
Right.
But what are they saved from?
Exactly.
You still smoke weed. You still go to the clubs. You still getting. I'm not gonna say that while the young man is over here, but you still with many different men.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're not chosen. You're not married. You're not you're not pulled from that what is it again? Damn, I even forget how to say it. What's the pronoun people?
Oh, the LGBT.
LGBTQ. You're not pulled away from them. You still dwell within those actions. You just don't do it on Sundays. So what are you saved from exactly? You know what I mean? For them, you think that you can live as wickedly as possible until you get to your last days on earth, and then you just ask for forgiveness, and then you go and take your sassiness up to heaven, and you can be Will from Stranger Things.
Right.
Another reference, y'all know what I'm talking about. But all right, so where we at? I would want to go through. I mean, verse 24 is all about what Igbo Noah was not talking about. Matter of fact, let's just keep going.
13.
Start at 14.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 14. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come.
Okay, so now we can let's start at 27 now.
Verse 27. For as the lightning cometh out of the east, and shining even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
Right.
For For wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together.
So the coming of Christ is a for sure thing. It's not something that's not prophesied. It's not going to happen. It's for sure that it's going to happen. Just as you see the sun rise and the sun set, it's just as for sure as you going to see the Son of Man crack the sky with 2 million angels. You know what I'm saying? It's going to happen. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It's going to happen. When the Lord wants it to happen, you still haven't seen a specific date.
Right.
So why are people living in a manner of, oh yeah, well, he said it's going to happen on this day, so it's got to happen on this day. Lack of knowledge. Now, the Bible does say that it will be obvious when the beginning of the end starts, or when the beginning of the Son of Man return is coming, but that doesn't mean that you're going to know when it happens.
Right.
We know that this is the beginning of the end of times. We can see by all the things that Christ gave us and explained in the Bible that will happen in that time period. Pestilence, war, rumors of war. You know what I mean? What is it again? Famine. You know what I mean? Look at the people in Gaza right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at your grocery stores right now. You see that it is the start of the end, right, but you don't know when the actual day is going to happen. Christ said he's going to come in like a thief in the night. And if you knew when the thief of the night was coming, you would be ready for it. But enduring to the end. Right. A thief in the night, you're not going to know when that happens. A thief is not going to tell you, hey, I'm going to rob your house at 4 a.m. on this particular day when you going on vacation. You know what I'm saying? Because then you're going to be there waiting for him with a shotgun in your hand. You know what I'm saying? So now you know that the time is obvious, but the day isn't. So now you have to set yourself up into being prepared for that day, because you know that the end is near. It doesn't mean that you know what I mean, go about living your life until someone tells you an obvious day, because the Christian church, Ebo, Noah, and all them, they'll give you a specific day. Oh yeah, it's going to happen on this day. It's going to happen on this day, in order to hustle you out your pockets. Give me this donation and I'll tell you how to be saved from it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, keep going.
Verse 29.
Oh yeah. Also, for whosoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together. So you know what I mean? A carcass is what?
An alive body? An unalived body?
Yeah, a dead person. Someone that's dead. You can be spiritually dead, you can be physically dead, but you know what I mean? A lot of our people are spiritually dead out there. They're amongst and you see the eagle, which is what? It's a predator. You know what I mean? It's what the Bible explains as our oppressor as well, too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, keep going.
Verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
So why is the sun darkened and the moon not giving light?
Because he cracked the sky?
No. The sun is darkened and the moon is not giving any light because something's blocking the sun and something's blocking the light. What you think that is? Something blocking the moon, something's blocking the sun. What you think that is? It's in the book of Joel. Go to Joel 2 and 30 real quick. Matter of fact, you hold that. Let the brother right here go to Joel 2 and 30. It's some blocking the moon, the sun, some blocking it. I know Joel is a hard book to find. That's a hard book to find. Let somebody ask for that at camp for you one time. Boy, you're gonna be like, oh, slack it, sir. Give me a second. 2 and 30. Read that for me real quick.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 30.
Mm-hmm.
And I will shew wonders in the heavens and in the earth
Where's the
blood,
heavens at? Right. In the sky, right? Go ahead, keep going.
blood and fire and
Blood and
pillars
what?
of blood and fire
Mm-hmm.
and pillars of smoke.
And what?
Pillars of smoke.
And what?
Pillars of smoke.
And what? Keep on.
Verse 31. The sun shall be turned into darkness
Mm-hmm.
and the moon into blood
Mm-hmm.
before the great and the terrible day of the Lord come.
There we go, right there. They're not saying nothing different than what they were saying in the Old Testament. That sky is going to be blocked with smoke and vapor. There's going to be nuclear war going on in this world. And there's going to be so many bombs and so much destruction and so much fire that the sun is going to be blocked with smoke and vapor. Okay. So that's what we seeing with what Christ is talking about in Matthew's. So let's go back to Matthew's.
It's the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verse 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened,
Mhm.
and the moon shall not give her light,
Mhm.
and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken.
So who is the stars that's falling from heaven? Is that talking about the actual stars in the sky?
La.
So who are the stars falling from heaven? These are people in high places falling into low places because money saved them their whole lives. Money, high stature, celebrity, all those things have saved them their whole lives. But now they fall into a small place because now that money can't save you. Now those yachts can't save you. Now those big houses can't save you. All those things have become something that is vain, means nothing, because it can't protect you from this destruction. Go ahead.
Verse 30. And then shall appear the sign of the Son of Man in heaven,
Mhm.
and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven.
So
with-
why does the Christian church not teach this? For them, if everybody is the same, everybody deserves salvation, why is everyone mourning?
Right.
Why are all nations mourning at the coming of the Son of Man? Why are not people joyful and happy and singing praises and fake fainting like they did like they do in the church, and wigs falling off and doing a little two-step? You know what I mean? Pianos playing, like the things you see in church. Why aren't these things happening when it's in the Bible? Why are people mourning at the coming of the Son of Man instead of rejoicing?
Right.
Keep going.
Salakia. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with power and great glory. Verse 31. And he shall send his angels with a great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other.
So we already know who his elect is.
Right.
And we already know who he's gathering them from. He's gathering from here to England, France, Alaska, everywhere. You know what I mean? You find blacks and Hispanics everywhere. All four corners of the earth, you're going to find them. Hey, Shalom, you're but you're going to find them. And Christ is gathering them up. And what is he protecting them from? Him.
Right.
Because he got a mission that he's protecting them from him. The ones who endure, he's protecting them from him, because he's coming with the rage and the fury and the fire that was been building up for God for all this time. Talking about decades, centuries. You know what I'm saying? All these years that the Lord's been building up, he's coming with that anger of what's been happening to his children, right? Go ahead. You on 32?
Verse 32.
We almost there.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh.
Mm-hmm.
So likewise, ye, when ye shall see all these things, know that it is near, even at the doors.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 34. Verily I say unto you, This generation shall not pass till all these things be fulfilled.
Okay.
Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
So Ebo Noah did not read this scripture at all.
Right.
Ebo Noah, or he did, and he just needed the money real quick because he is walking around with a potato sack on. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, he deceived the people because of what? Their lack of understanding of the scriptures. That's how you get deceived. That's how you can tell people that Christ is God. You know what I mean? The Most High God. That's how you can tell people that Christ didn't have a biological father. Joseph wasn't his father. That's how you can tell people these certain type of things because of their lack of understanding of the scriptures. That's how you get money out of them. Oh, well, give me your tithes, but the law doesn't exist.
Right.
But if you knew that the tithes had something to do with the law, you wouldn't give tithes because you say that the law doesn't exist.
Right.
It's just that simple. But our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. So this is the most important precept that Ebo Noah's people should have known. Let me get verse 36.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
Go ahead, say it again.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
One time.
But of that day and hour knoweth no man.
Keep going.
No, not the angels of heaven.
Not who?
Not the angels of heaven.
Not who?
Not the angels of heaven.
Keep going.
But my Father only.
But the Father only. So this is what the Ebo tribe has, you know what I mean, tend to not know or have understanding of. That no one knows the day of Christ coming except for the Father. Now, the thing about it is, if Christ was God, wouldn't he say that no one knows the day of me coming back except for me? He said nobody knows but the Father, not even me, not the angels, not nobody.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But he says that the coming of me, of my return, only my Father gonna know. Right. You know why? Because he giving the order. All right, go get him. You know what I'm saying? Go in, go get him. Enjoy your kingdom. That's how it's gonna be. So how can you sit there and be so naive to the point of knowing who God actually is, the Most High Father? You know what I'm saying? The Most High God, the Most High Power. How are you so confused? And that's what we're gonna get into next, which we still got a little time. So yeah, so how can you go into that confusion of thinking that Christ and God are the same deity when even Christ doesn't know when his return is supposed to be?
Right.
He's just waiting for the order. He's just waiting. He's waiting for the order so he can come back and do what he got to do. But if he knew when the coming was, when his return was supposed to be, he would have said it.
Right.
He would have said, I know, and I ain't gonna tell y'all.
Right.
But he can't tell you because he doesn't know either. Oh yeah, let's keep going. But this is what Ebo Noah's people didn't know, that nobody knows the day. No man, no angel, not even Christ knows. I mean, verse 37, let's keep going.
But as the days of Noah were.
As who?
As the days of Noah were.
So Ebo Noah, this is what you need to understand. Even as the days of the actual real Noah, the Israelite. You know what I'm saying? Well, technically, the chosen person to save. I can't call him an Israelite because, you know what I'm saying? This is a whole nother time period.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the one who was chosen to bring salvation to his family, you know what I'm saying? The one that was righteous enough to receive salvation. Even he didn't know. All he knew is that the Lord warned him. What happened in that time period? The Lord warned him, said, I want you to build an ark. So he built it. You know what I mean? He told him how to build it, what to do with it. Boom, boom, boom. He built it. Say, put you, your sons, their wives, your wife in there. Y'all go ahead and go up in there. And boom. Then the Lord sent the order with the whole thing about the 2 and 5, 2 of unclean animals, seven of clean animals. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lord did that. But all in all, at the end of the day, because that happened, was because the Lord sent that order out. It's because not because Noah knew, oh yeah, well, this particular day is going to rain. They didn't know what rain was. It never rained at that time period. Rain never came, rain never fell at that time period. So when they see that rain, they like, wait, something ain't right. You know what I mean? Something's not right. And what happens? The whole world gets wiped away. Everybody. But when Noah was doing it, everybody laughed. Everybody took it as a joke. Everybody looked at it like, what the heck is this fool doing? This is an idiot right here. Now, don't get me wrong. Ebo Noah is an idiot, but he also is an idiot that wasn't spoken to by God.
Right.
Because God don't deal with those people. God only deals with Israel. He has not known any other nation. That's what the Bible says. He doesn't deal with any other nation but Israel.
Right.
So why would he speak to someone who is a Hamite when he only speaks to Israel?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, like the days of Noah, God spoke to a specific bloodline, told him, you know what I mean, you live in the right way, I'm about to help you out. Build an ark, because I'm about to destroy this place. Now, what do we see what God did in those time periods, or what he does today? Anybody know? Anybody know in the chat? Does anybody know in the chat what God did at that time period that he did today? Any answers is a good answer. Not every answer, but just the good answers are good answers.
Slakia, sir, if I may.
Mm-hmm.
He built this school.
And what would you call this school?
The Israelite School of Practical Knowledge.
True. But spiritually, what would you say it was? Compared to the days of Noah, what would you call this school? You said he did what?
He built this school.
What did Noah build?
Ark.
So what would you call this school?
The Ark.
Thank you. Yeah, brother. This is the ark that Noah built when he was in his time. The thing that was going to get you into the chance of having salvation in a time of trouble, in a time of the end. This is the ark. Noah built the ark for water. We are building the ark for Israelites.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There is the same type of destruction that's going to happen. And yet, there has to be a way of salvation in order to keep God's plan to keep going.
Right.
Now, God is picking and choosing, and it's up to you whether if you want to get that crown or not. Because a lot of people are going to be able to have the opportunity to be saved and not going to receive that salvation because of their ways of not being able to adapt with being righteous.
Right.
They can't adapt with it. They have to do something that's worldly. They have to go back into the world. They have to do, you know what I mean? It just happens. A lot of people are going to hear this truth. A lot of people are going to sit here and get the great saying, which is, you know what I mean, ISUPK is home of the truth. A lot of people are not going to be able to understand it, and a lot of people are not going to be able to receive it. I don't want to say receive it like a Christian, but you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean.
Right.
But all in all, at the end of the day, this is an art. This is the route to getting on a ship. Now, it probably ain't the ships that Noah built, but you're going to be able to get on a ship to be able to avoid that fire. A lot of people weren't able to get on the ship to avoid that water. But this is going to be the ship that gets you to avoid that fire. You know what I'm saying? And the only way to avoid that fire, a land of fire, is the only one direction you can go is up. You know what I'm saying? That's the only one direction you can go is up to get away from that fire. So you gotta endure to the end and make sure that you get a seat on those chariots. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Let me get 38 one more time. Was it 37? 37. Let me get 37 and we're gonna go all the way down to 41 and we'll be done.
But as the days of Noah were, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
Mm-hmm.
For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage,
Mm-hmm.
until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
So a lot of people were doing what they usually do on a day-to-day basis. They were eating, drinking, celebrating, probably having Thanksgiving dinner, probably having Christmas, and you know what I mean, just being merry. That's what you do on Christmas, right? Don't you be merry? You're being happy and enjoy and just that's what you're doing, right? But look what that led them. Go ahead, keep going.
And knew not until the flood came and took them all away.
And took them all away. Go ahead.
So shall the coming of the Son of Man be.
Mm-hmm.
Then shall be two, Salakia. Then shall two be in the field, then one shall be taken,
Mm-hmm.
and another left.
So what does he mean by that?
Salakia, I've always understood that. Or my understanding of that is that one's going to be beamed up in a chariot.
Boom. One's getting saved, and the other two got to endure their wickedness.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this is why it's important that we push that ISUPK is a home of truth so much, because without that narrative, it'll probably be 3 in the field and probably 1 leave. It'll probably be 4 in the field, 1 leave, 5 in the field. The numbers get very drastic when you got the blind leading the blind. We try to create an avenue that there is actually a chance of hope. It's the same thing that Noah did, but everybody thought Noah was crazy.
Right.
Everybody think ISUPK crazy.
Right.
Everybody think that saying that you're the home of the truth, like what makes you think that you're the only avenue to salvation? Well, you can either build an ark or you can build a vehicle. Which one you think gonna survive in the times when the Lord flooded the earth?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You might think that you're doing the right thing and that you're building the right structure of things, but actually you're doing it all the wrong way because it was not given to you. The Lord spoke to Noah personally. You know what I'm saying? This is what you do. This is how you do it. This is the cubics. This is, you know what I mean? This is how you build it. This how many clean animals, this how many unclean animals. It's all instructed. And he did what he was instructed to do. What did that do? Led him in a position that they could not have to drown like everybody else.
Right.
Now, Ebo Noah is one of the same for all the people who come in the Lord's name saying, oh yeah, the Lord told me this and the Lord told me that. You got Christians, you got Catholics, you got fake Israelites, you got a lot of people who do the same thing. And yet our people will meet their destruction because they decided to follow a false prophet.
Right.
This is how it goes. But had they known and had they have understanding of these scriptures, it wouldn't be an argument. It wouldn't be such a mass majority of our people who don't make it. Commander General Hana, he wants all blacks and Hispanics to be saved.
Right.
And which is why he requires us to work so hard. Because if he can change that number of the 1/3 into everybody just being able to be, you know what I mean, put in a position of salvation, then that's his goal. But a lot of people have to find out the hard way that, you know what I mean? We pray that they don't.
Right.
We still pray that they don't because the Christ ain't broke the sky yet.
Mm.
There's still time to be able to receive that salvation, but you know what I mean? It's a lot of stubborn Israelites out there.
Right.
So with that subject, y'all got anything on that? Add on that, or are you good?
May.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was so heavy that you're bringing that out about Noah and the ark. I was just doing research on the ark, and scientists are actually proving that it did exist.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They found a crater on top of Mount Ararat, and it was exact same size that the ark was said to be.
Right.
They even finding traces of wood and marine particles up there, way on top of that mountain. So, You know, it was real, you know.
That's the only thing too, is like the Bible is so real, science is trying to keep up with it.
Right.
Science had a lot of things that they said that might have happened in the past, and now they're keeping up and catching up. Science is catching up so much to the point where they're actually starting to realize that only the unnatural could have created the natural that we see today.
Right.
It's no possibility that natural created what you see today. It was not a cell or a Big Bang theory or none of that. A star, nothing that could have created the world that we see today. It has to be something that is unnatural, unexplained, and something that just came out of nowhere.
Right.
That's what they say. But we already know what that power is.
Right.
We have the blueprint on that power. We have that blueprint on what that power's people is. We have a blueprint on so much on detail that we know exactly what type of place this will be after it's destroyed. You know what I mean? The Lord gave us everything that we need. He gave us the blueprint on everything. The scriptures will withstand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Science is finally catching up, and they're starting to understand. And that's why you got Scientologists and people who try to mix Christianity with science just so they can put in this deity that is coherent with a Christian God, but also with science. And yeah, it's a big old mesh pot. You know what I'm saying? Big old pot of stew of crap. But yeah. So where we at today? We got the truth. And that's all that matters. And you know what I mean? Barakatah, Yahweh Yahweh for Commander General Hana for keeping this truth. Otherwise, this whole place would just be as lost as Sodom and Gomorrah. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
All right. So anything else on that? So we ain't got too much time. Got a little bit of time. I kind of could have, because I could have stretched this whole thing for the last couple of minutes, but we're gonna get into what is God, right? A lot of people have a misunderstanding, just like we was getting into, about people's misunderstanding about the Bible. A big, heavy topic that is going around right now is people not understanding who the Most High God is. So, like, what is Hebrew Academy? Okay, so Hebrew Academy, when you get into the school, right? When you get into school, you do your days, get your name, whatever. But even before that, like Hebrew Academy is a how can I break down Hebrew Academy with not being so spiritual about it? Because I don't want to give too much up. Hebrew Academy is a test that brothers have to go through. Okay. It's not done annually, but like I'll say every 2 to 3 years it's done. It's just a test. It's just a test to see who's really really about this ISUPK lifestyle. Who's got a weakness to him, who's got a demon on them, who's, you know what I mean? That's what it is. There's a test. I mean, that test could be spiritual, it can be physical, it doesn't matter what it is, but you know what I mean? For you to beat the test, for you to go through the test and to beat the test, you know what I mean? That's when you graduate. You graduate Hebrew Academy. But it's something that we do, and it takes about I would say 9 months. 9 months, probably not. That's not probably the exact time period, but yeah, it's a test you go through, and then it's something that doesn't it's glorious. That's what it is. It's very, very glorious. That's all I can say.
That's right.
I don't want to give too much details on what is done because it's done in different ways. It's approached in different ways, so it's not a specific answer to that, but it is just a test that you go through The same way you go through tests at school and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But once you pass all your tests, just like you pass all your tests in school, you graduate. So only thing about it is Hebrew Academy don't stop. It don't stop only because you graduated. It actually kind of begins when you graduate. But either way, yeah, but that's pretty much what it is. Without all the details of it. But you just you get tested, you go through tests, and then you I mean, you try to you go through what you need to go through to pass that test. That's it. Just like everything else in life.
Right.
So let's see where we at. We have 42. Okay, so maybe I won't do. Because this been a topic that has been crazy all week. It's Christ God, who is God? It's been a crazy topic. We'll go to the precepts. Maybe I can get a little bit more in detail with it probably next week, because we only got about like 18 more minutes left. So I'm not gonna be able to do the topic like I want to do it, but we can go through the precepts though, at least. Let's see. So let's do it. John 20:17. Let me get that precept real quick, my brethren. Matter of fact, yeah, okay. We'll go to John 20:17 real quick. The confusion of our people. I'll just give an example. The confusion of our people, they have been taught through Christian churches, Catholic churches. I mean, even the Muslims will try to denounce this. But the whole thing about it is they're saying that Christ is the Most High God. Now, the way that they explain it is that God, the Most High, is three separate entities. He is the Father, He's the Son, and He's the Holy Ghost. This is the Trinity of Christianity. God is three separate entities: the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. What does it sound like to you?
Sounds like split personalities, like
And
schizophrenia.
Boom. Yeah, brother. Split personalities, schizophrenia, and even to go a little bit deeper, it sounds like Grecian culture. Sound like the Greeks. You know what I mean? Where, you know what I mean? Greeks, they got like a little thing where like it's something about like the entity could die, come back as something else and something else. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like that, but it's all a part of the same entity. This is the problem when it comes to what God. There you go, you got it too. But it's real mental disorders that people have in order to make this make sense. You can be the Son, so which the Son has spoken, prayed to, begged. You know what I'm saying? Like Christ talked to the Lord. You know what I mean? Christ sat there and acknowledged the Lord as the Father, as the source of power. And yet people will sit there and say, well, yeah, he's speaking to himself. He's talking to himself. He's praying to himself. You know what I'm saying? Because he's the same entity, and he's the entity in flesh, which makes him separate and makes him like us, but he's also still in heaven. We got to debunk this. This is just nonsense for our people. This is something that is like, it's idol worship. Now you're trying to create the Son to be an idol, and which is the utmost blasphemy, because he literally gave his life for you not to serve idols, for you not to sin anymore. He gave his life because for you not to do the same thing that you're trying to do with his own name. So you telling me that someone can sit there and go through so much pain and suffering just for you to sit back and do the same thing that he just got done doing, giving his life for? It makes absolutely no sense. So now you turn the sun into an idol and pretty much take everything that he's sacrificed and throw it right back in his face. The problem with our people, you know what I'm saying? We need an idol so much. We sat over here and watched plagues being put down on Egypt and the sea split, and yet we still needed an idol. We still needed that certain security to say, hey, this is where we are going in the afterlife. People are so afraid of death. You know what I'm saying? People are so afraid of death that they will do anything in their power to make sense of where you will be at after you die. And they'll be so traumatized with the death that they've probably seen or traumas that they experience and bad things that they experience that they would need to try their hardest to make it so easy to make sense of where you're going to be when you die. You know what I'm saying? That's our people. Our people need to make it make sense before they head to where we all going. Each and every one of us. We are all heading to that destination to be where we are supposed to be at. You live, you breathe, you die. It's just a natural part of what comes with life. But and yet our people need that glory that comes after it. There should not be any type of glory that comes after it. Your glory should come for what you do while you're here, right? Or am I tripping? Shouldn't the glory of you as a person be who you were while you were here? This mindset and this structure is so demonic that, you know what I mean, you got people who think that, oh, I can, what's the word I can look for? I don't want to use SA, but I can abuse a child and think that there's still room for me after my death in a place of paradise. This is how corrupt. Like if the Lord was there, you think that the Lord is accepting child abusers? You think he's accepting what's the letters again? LGBTQ members? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you think that the Lord is accepting all, because you see majority of them people, they in the church, they on the piano, they drumming, they the ushers. You know what I'm saying? I witnessed it myself. I grew up in the church. My father was a pastor. You know what I mean? I feel like my father genuinely wanted to serve the Lord right, which is why he got so stressed out and died. And he died at 45 years old. Heart attack. How do you die from that? That's from stress. You know what I mean? That's a young age to have that you stressed out because things are not making sense. Life is not cooperating the way that you thought it was supposed to cooperate. So you so busy trying to make it make sense with the things that you've been taught, you get so stressed out, you die. Stress is a silent killer. Right. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, at the end of the day, these are things that are happening in our communities. People think that I can be as much of a whore as possible, and I'm still got my seat. I can do all these because Christ, who is the Most High God, came on this earth and went through the pain and suffering that I was supposed to go through for me so I can keep doing what I'm doing. Like, this is the lack of understanding that we've been talking about all throughout the whole class. If you understood the Bible and you understood actually what's going on in these scriptures, you would know that everything that whole doctrine absolutely does not coincide with the Bible at all. Let me get John 1:1. Because this is where Christians, if you have a discussion with someone and they're saying that Christ is God, this is their specific precept that they go to every time. Now, us with understanding, go ahead and read that and let's see if this makes any sense.
This is the book of John, chapter 1, verse 1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God.
So they think that in the beginning was the Word, which is Christ, because Christ is the Word, and the Word was with God. But their position of with God is that he is the God. He is the Word that is being spoken. He is the one speaking the Word. He's not the Word. He's the one speaking it. Go ahead, keep going.
And the Word was God.
Okay. So the Word was God. So because that specific part right there, the Word was God, they're saying that because the Word is Christ and the Word is God, makes Christ the God. So let's bring some understanding. Keep going real quick. We're gonna finish it and then
Verse 2. The same was in the beginning with God.
the same was in the beginning with God. Now we're seeing with God yet again. Go ahead, keep going.
Verse 3. All things were made by him, and without him was not anything made that was made.
So this says all things were made by him, and without him, nothing that was made would be made. And this is what really gets them. Now, mind you, we already went to the part where they're saying the Word is God. We'll get to that in a second. But all things wouldn't be made that are made. Now I have a detailed question. Was God made? You know? Was God made?
Like created?
Yeah. Created, made. Was God created or made?
He created himself.
He created himself? Did you create yourself?
Nah.
So was he created or made?
Nah.
No. Thank you. I'm glad you stuck that because I was going to try to confuse you a little bit just so you can be like, yeah, he was made. Like, no, he was not made. Absolutely not. God always was and always will be. It's not for us to understand. It's not for us to be trying to find some type of, coping to it. Like, oh, well, for us, everything is made. For him, he's been. So if God wasn't made, then this is not talking about the Most High God. Okay. Now, Christ did make all things that were made. How did he make those things? Does anybody know? Anybody know in the chat? Damn, we already have 8:54. See, I just got started. All right, well, I'm gonna end it at 9:05, but we'll continue next week. So, does anybody know how Christ was made? Because didn't Christ have a creator? Do the scriptures say that Christ had a creator? Right. They did, right? So that would lead you into the question, if Christ was created, then who created God if God is Christ? Shouldn't he have a creator? You see the hypocrisy in a mindset of a Christian, someone who absolutely has no understanding of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? So they'll go to this scripture, but this is how you battle them on that scripture. There is no beginning of creations when it comes to God. God is and will be. That's it. There is no beginning, there is no end. God is just God. Christ has a beginning. Christ had an end, and now Christ has a beginning. You know what I'm saying? But to say that God and Christ are the same deity is to say that God is capable of dying. It's to say that God has a God. And where we find that at? John 20:17, like we were saying, right? Let's go to John 20:17. Christ was the most high first creation. Exactly. And that's what Christians don't really understand. They don't believe that Christ could have been created so far back and still be able to be a living being so much time later. You know what I'm saying? But we right here, we have understanding of the truth. You know what I'm saying? We know reincarnation exists. We know that Christ set the stage of the mistakes. I can't say Christ said it, but the Spirit of Christ set the stage of mistakes that men have made, and then he came back and set it right. So now he gave us no excuses to be in the wrong stage, to do the wrong things. But let me get John 20 and 17.
This is the book of John, chapter 20, verse 17. Yahweh saith unto her, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. But go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascended unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and your God.
So stop right there. Christ is saying to her, touch me not, for I am not yet ascended to my Father. Wouldn't Christ just say, I have not ascended into my kingdom? If he was God, I have not ascended into my true form of being the Almighty. You know what I mean? Wouldn't he just say that? Why is he ascending to someone? Why is he ascending to something? Why is Christ ascending in general in flesh, but yet sitting on the throne of David, and God is sitting on the throne of his kingdom? Wouldn't you think that there was two of them that went up there? One for the throne of David and one for the throne of God? Wouldn't you think that? This is where the confusion comes in. Okay, so Christ is saying, but go to my brethren and say unto them. Now, did he say go to the world? There's a lot of cuts in everything that Christ says. Did he say go to the world, go to every nation and tell them? Because if God was for everybody, if God was a God of all nations, wouldn't he just say, go to the world, go to the whole entire nations on the planet and tell them that I'm going to my God and your God? No, he said, go to my brethren. Go to my brethren and say unto them, I ascend unto my Father and your Father, and to my God and to your God. So Christ has a God. Christ has a God, and yet he's supposed to be God? It makes no sense. It's delusion, it's schizophrenia, it's false doctrine, it's a whole bunch of just nonsense all mixed up into one pattern. We don't got time to go further. God dang it. Salakia. Man. We'll start that class next week. But the water for y'all tuning in, man. We at 9 o'clock. I have that verse highlighted in my Bible. Christians must have it blacked out. Salakia. They must have it blacked out because they can read it so many times and tell you where to go, but they don't know what the heck he's saying. Like, Christians will go to John so much and they don't even know that the book of John explains that Christ is not God. So detailed. But they'll use semantics and they'll use that one verse and they'll try to say, oh yeah, well, this got to be. You know what I mean? They don't understand how deep that the book of John goes into Christ not being the Father. You know what I'm saying? But we'll get into it next week. Lucky. I try to beat the time. I didn't know we got that much time going. We'll get into it. But I'm gonna say shalom to everybody that came in. You know what I mean? My brothers that came into the class today. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the chat. We see y'all. That's it. That's all we got for tonight. Shalom, Yahweh, Shem Yahshua Barakatham. To the brothers, shalom, Yahweh Shamar, and thumb by Shem Yahshai. To the sisters, appreciate y'all coming in, man. I'm see y'all next week. Lord Christ.